Today we're making homemade birria queso tacos. I've been seeing a very Americanized version all over the internet, so today I'll be showing you guys how to make it the authentic way. You need about 6 chile guajillos, 3 chile de árbol, and about 5 ancho chiles. You want to add those to a big pot of water with 5 pounds of chuck roast, everything that I have listed on the screen as well. You want to skim the top of your broth, we want it very clean. Add a hefty pinch of salt, cover and let it cook for about 1 hour. After 1 hour, you want to take out your chiles and add them to a blender. You also want to add in some of your onions, garlic, and cinnamon stick, as well as a little bit of our beef broth. You also want to add in everything that I have displayed on the screen. You want to blend until very smooth for about 1 to 2 minutes. We're going to add that to our beef broth. Also adding in 2 boiled tomatoes that I pureed. You want to let that cook for another 2 hours. Take your meat out of your broth and strain your liquid. You want to take your corn tortillas and dip them to your strained broth. Put them to a hot pan with some butter and you want them to get nice and crispy. Add your Oaxaca cheese, your shredded beef, some onions and cilantro. Dip them into your consomme with some onions and cilantro and you're done.
This guy's been asking for fancy oatmeal for I don't know how long now, so alright, fancy oatmeal.
Step 1. In a pot on low heat, add honey and a big squeeze of orange juice. Cook it until it's caramelized and it looks like this. Take a pear, peel it, cut it into irregular shapes. Into another pot, add butter. The butter is melted, add pears. When the pears are roasted and the butter is brown, add honey, a little bit of cinnamon, 1 cup water, a half a cup milk, a half a cup oat milk, pinch of salt. When it starts to simmer at 1 cup oats, the oats are cooking, grab another pear, slice it. Make sure you work the starches.
I'm just kidding, that's risotto.
Right at the end, chopped hazelnuts. Start plating. Pears go on. More hazelnuts. Blueberries. Little bit of butter.
Did you know, I mean, you probably did, that you can make tortilla chips in your air fryer? Cut them however you want, lightly spray them with oil, cook them for about 10 to 15 minutes at 400 degrees, salt them at the end. Perfectly crisp tortilla chips.
Thanksgiving turkey. It's gonna be crispy and juicy. There are 3 simple steps to the perfect Thanksgiving turkey: brining, drying, and roasting. Let's get to work. Warm water, kosher salt, and then whatever seasonings you want. I'll do a few lemon slices, peppercorn, celery salt. Drop in your turkey. He's just really hanging out in there, isn't he? Cover the rest of the way with water. Rest in your fridge overnight. Now I'll dry my turkey and rest uncovered in the fridge overnight. This will dry it out even more to give us a nice crispy skin. Lift up the skin right at this part. Slide my hand in to separate the skin from the meat. Go as far back as you can go. Take some nice softened butter and begin spreading it between this layer. Then rub the entire bird in mayonnaise. Add turkey breast side up, pour a few cups of chicken stock. Multiply the weight of your turkey in pounds by 13. That's about how many minutes you'll cook it at 350. This is a crispy, juicy turkey. You don't see many of these on Thanksgiving. Listen to this crispy skin. Incredible.
I promise you, if you make this mac and cheese on Thanksgiving, you're going to wow everybody at the dinner table. So today I'll be showing you guys how to make the best homemade mac and cheese. You're going to begin by adding 4.5 cups of heavy cream and 4 ounces of cream cheese to a saucepan and let that come to a simmer on stovetop. We're using penne pasta instead of elbow macaroni. The ridges on penne allow the sauce to cling on better, which results in more flavor in each bite. But here I'm sauteing 1 small onion and about 6 cloves of garlic minced and 1 stick of melted butter. I added about 2 tablespoons of flour and let that cook for a little. Then I added in our heavy cream mixture. Then for our cheese I added shredded cheddar, pepper jack, as well as freshly grated white cheddar. Seasoning with a teaspoon of garlic powder, onion powder, black pepper, and salt. Mix everything together well, then add in your pasta. I ended up adding in a little bit of turmeric just to give our pasta a nice color. Then you want to add half of your pasta into your baking dish. Layer on some of our cheese, and add on the rest of our pasta, more cheese, finishing off with Italian breadcrumbs. Baked at 350 for about 25 minutes, and we're done. I'll be posting another mac and cheese recipe next week, so make sure you stay tuned for that.
The best way to roast your potatoes. Use small potatoes and boil until fork tender. Drain off the water and put them in a big bowl. We're going to start with a generous amount of olive oil. You're going to do salt, pepper. We're going to go onion powder, garlic powder, crushed red pepper, fresh basil, fresh thyme. Get that all mixed together and dump it out on a lined baking sheet. Spread them out, give them a little room on every side, and then use a glass to smash them about a ½ inch thick. And then throw them in a 425 degree oven for about 30 minutes, but you're going to want to flip them halfway through. And you're going to end up with a soft interior, crispy exterior, the best roasted potatoes you've ever had.
Hot chocolate with a twist.
So, in a pot, we're going to add milk, sweetened condensed milk, semi-sweet chocolate, and I'm gonna add coffee. Don't worry, it's not gonna taste like coffee, but coffee takes chocolate flavor from here to here. You can use whatever you want. I'm using cold brew. Right. And we're gonna warm this up really slowly, probably over half an hour. I literally wanna swim in that. So we'll do chocolate, whipped cream, cinnamon, cocoa powder, and nutmeg. Hot cocoa.
My roommate was out of town last week, so I had no one to feed. Luckily, my neighbors came in clutch and said they'd eat my food. Day 1, carnitas tacos. Day 2, pulled pork nachos.
That's barbecue pulled pork nachos.
Thank you.
Day 3, barbecue pulled pork sandwich.
There you go.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Of course. Hope you enjoy.
Day 4, noodle-filled biscuits and pulled pork biscuits.
Thank you.
I told y'all there's food at home. Let's make some chicken Alfredo because y'all keep asking me for this. Season some thin sliced chicken cutlets and cook them for 3 minutes per side, alright? And it should look like this when it's done. Cook your pasta till al dente. Please don't overcook the pasta. Now it's time to get saucy. You need some butter, garlic, and some heavy cream. But did you know true authentic Alfredo does not have any cream, but this still slaps though? Honestly, there was too much to explain, so please just go to my website, link in bio. I have the whole recipe Follow there. And share for more recipes and food ideas. Do y'all remember when you were younger and your mom would tell you there's food at home and you be hella tight because all you wanted was some McDonald's because you knew she was going to make the same thing from the night before and probably the night before that? Well, I taught myself how to cook and I don't think my kids are going to have that.
Showing you how to make my favorite 10-minute spicy garlic noodle. Mince up 4 cloves of garlic, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 3 tablespoons of black vinegar, 1.5 tablespoons of homemade chili oil, 1 tablespoon of sesame seeds, 1 tablespoon of crushed red pepper, add in the minced garlic, cook up your favorite noodle, 5 tablespoons of oil, teaspoon of Szechuan peppercorn, heat up the oil, cut this chili oil, slice up some cucumber and the cooked noodles, mix together, add on sliced cucumber. Now look at that.
Today we're making Cane's chicken tenders, but 10 times better. If you want the recipes for the Texas toast and the cane sauce, they're already up on my page. But for the chicken, you want to marinate it in buttermilk, 1 egg, and 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. For at least 1 to 2 hours, overnight is preferred. Now in a separate bowl, you want to add 1.5 cups of flour, a tablespoon of cornstarch, and a teaspoon of baking soda, a tablespoon of onion powder, garlic powder, black pepper, salt, and paprika, and 1 cup of Italian breadcrumbs. We're going to take our chicken from our marinade and dip it into our flour, dip it into our buttermilk mixture, and then into our flour again. Let them rest on a rack for 10 minutes. Fry on medium heat for about 6 to 10 minutes or until fully cooked, and you're ready to enjoy. I obviously served it with my cane sauce, the homemade Texas toast, and some fries, and the written recipes will be on my Instagram throughout the week.